Hello and welcome to another Raggy's craft beer review over at the Raggy house in the kitchen. Hey ho, not in the shed. So, I've not had a beer review off these chaps for ages, and they're one of my favourite local breweries. Been quiet. I've not heard nothing from them. I mean, obviously they're all busy doing their jobs and that, and I don't know how to stick my nose in too much. Although I'm a nosy bleeder in the grand scheme of things. So this is from Navigation Brewery. This is their Elephant Gun. It's a chocolate caramel mild, 3.5%, so super, quite a low ABV really in the grand scheme of things. There is writing on the back. I can't read it because one, I ain't got the magnifying glass, and two, it's not showing up in this light that well. But so, the first time I seen this beer was at Robin Hood Beer Festival 2021, and I was in attendance with Blue Nose Beer Reviews, Hop Scene, Mersey Beer Reviews, Travel and Brews, Liam Musco, Dave Fell. I'm sure there was somebody else there, some others there. John Whitby was there that day. Chris M was there that day. So there was a big show of people from the beer community, and this was one of the beers of the festival. Really pleased to see it coming back in can. I do hope that Navigation, like a lot of the local breweries, put more of their stuff into cans that doesn't usually go in cans, even on a limited run, to sell at markets, I don't know if it's something that can be done or logistically. I know it's, for me, I suppose it's all about having time. It's just splattered me side a bit, so let me just wipe the bit up that it's done because one doesn't want bollockins. So here we go. It's not in the navigation glass because I'm too cold to go down the shed. So apologies there to my good friends at Navigation Brewery. Navigation Brewery, Trent Nav's the pub, and they've got the big shed there now. So they call it the big shed. It's like a massive area with a mega TV, and it's the home for Nottingham Forest fans and also county fans, I suppose, before they go to the match. Yeah, I've been there, and it's literally you can't walk in, but the atmosphere is electric. It's an amazing pub. If you're ever in Nottingham, get yourselves down to the Trent Nav. The food's exceptional, the beer's exceptional, and anyway, yeah, and the staff. I love the staff. There's some great staff there. Some I met at the Robin Hood Beer Festival both years. I actually worked at Navigation Breweries on their bar this year. I was a bit nervous, as you can expect. Somebody who's not in his comfort zone, as with anxiety, and there's a lot more people with anxiety out there that don't really say that they've got it, and by opening up, people understand why you do things the way you do. I am genuinely someone at work who's a bit of a loner, who hides myself out the way. Although when I've had a drink, well, slightly different. But big massive Christmas cheer to Johnny, cheers matey, Craig, cheers matey, hope the family are okay, and Dom the head brewer, Craig the experimental brewer, Dom the head brewer, hope your family's okay mate, and to all at Trent Nav and Navigation Brewery, cheers. Top class brewery. Can't wait to see what they're bringing out this year. They did bring out the Grounds for Divorce 23% Imperial Stout that tasted more like 11 or 12%, but bloody hell, wobbled the old legs. It'd be interesting to see what they do this year. They had some groundbreaking beers this year. There was one, yeah. I wanted to review all the beers, and this is something that next year when I go, I'm going to try and go on both the Wednesday for the trade session, and also probably on the Friday or Saturday for the big session, the end session. Got to be careful on my holidays though, so I might actually go on the Saturday this year, and so it gives other people who've got holidays as well, worried about taking holidays, wasting holidays on beer festivals. a chance to go down, get there early in the day, spend the whole day there. It's going to be amazing. Um, the Happy Drinkers Collective will be there again this year. So that's the collective from Beeston. We meet up in Beeston most of the time, but obviously there's other times we go out the way, Sherwood town, a couple of times in town. So yeah, so here we go. 5 minutes in, I'm not even had a sip of the beer yet. Lovely chocolate caramel on the nose. A beer does not have to be, and I know I've said this on the channel that I love the strong ABVs, but a beer does not have to be 23%, 12%. It can be lower, but it can deliver. Oh, chocolate caramel. There's a nice, like a roastiness in there. It's at a temperature um, that you'd expect in cask. So obviously I'm in the kitchen. The kitchen's not exactly too warm. It's like 16, 17 degrees in the kitchen. We've not got the heating on today. We've got a fire on in the front room, but we haven't got the heating on the rest of that. Do what you do to survive, don't you? Like a lot of people. And I do worry about local breweries, lots of breweries really, because you see what, behind every brewery there's a family. There's beer drinkers as well, family beer drinkers, pubs, and once one starts to fall in, then your selection of beers gets shittier. And as you know, the mega breweries, they can afford to take a bit of a hit here because they know that once breweries fail, they can jump in. And yeah, don't get me started. Super easy drinking. Um, Pour the rest in there. Look at that. Beautiful. Looking forward to, like I say, for more beers from these. It's been a relatively quiet 6 or 7 months from Navigation. Apart from obviously the beer festival takes a lot of the things up, but I'd always love to see the some beers come back out. There was a beer called Seawise Giant, and it was 17%. And the wife, who's a fussy bugger, nicked it off me. And I'd love to see that come into can. Small batch can releases, displaying what Navigation can do. Obviously, you've got to brew your core stuff. Obviously, there's only so many hours in the day you can brew anything. When you're looking at a 5-hour brew time or whatever it is to brew. But if you can multi-brew two good at the same time, if it's possible, if it's economically viable, I suppose this is where it's going to be interesting for a lot of breweries because um, heating water, the cost of malt going up by 40% is not going to be a cheap year. Don't moan at the breweries this coming year when price of beer goes up. It's inevitable. It's coming. No brewery can withstand the cost without prices going up. And you might say, "Oh, I'll go to a supermarket," but yeah, you're not helping because a lot of these breweries need our cash, and if we can afford ourselves to go out, and this is the massive catch-22 situation at the moment across the UK with breweries, is that the cost of electricity and gas is so high. Cost of food, everything. Bloody beer is going to go up. But the cost of making the beer goes up. The cost of the malt, the yeast, the hops. We are in for a tough year. We need to start seeing prices like petrol and gas come down, and oil come down. Once they start to come down, and then the price of everything that's transported comes down, then there's a good chance that we might reverse away from this, and then getting rid of this bloody government to be an idea now. But I don't want any government in that looks after the rich over the working class. The working class are the lifeblood of this country, not the mega rich sat in their £1 million homes And sadly, not the poor either, because let's be fair, it's the working class who are taxed and pay the taxes of the country, not the few percenters at the top who scribble their money away abroad, you know. And you use every means not to pay tax here. This non-dom status. Rishi Sunak's wife, is she a billionaire? Yeah, mate, she's pissed on it. In any case, it won't be a raggy review without beer personality, but good personality as well. Try not to offend anyone, but you're always going to offend someone out there, aren't you? But focusing on the beer itself, though, wow, what a stunning beer from a stunning brewery. Like I say, they've been quiet recently, and I'd love to see a reversal of that. Whether they can afford to do it like a lot of breweries, it's about getting the money in, isn't it? Now, for me, ooh, it's got aroma, it's got flavour, and it's got a low ABV. 3.5% is a low ABV, but it's full of flavour. If you can create a beer with aroma and flavour, and good flavour, that doesn't seem like, because for me, my bugbear with session IPAs and the lower ABVs is that something's stripped out of it to make it low. So it tastes a bit artificial. This does not taste anything like that. And if they can do it like this for this, then they can do it for a lot of their beers. If you can, I'm not sure if you can, but if you know what I'm getting at, it delivers a full experience without it feeling like it's just a low ABV beer. A good 4.5 out of 5 for me. Very enjoyable. Thank you, Team Navigation. Now I'm going to sit down and do nothing. Cheers all.